you out of the rough. I'm Fred Arnold. In this show, we're going to highlight opportunities and solutions to help get you out of the rough and into success, both personally and professionally. In these new economy times, we want to provide you practical solutions to many of today's challenges. Joined by my co-host, Debbie Wolpert. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Debbie's a speaker, sports medicine expert, enthusiast, stay-at-home mom a good portion of the time, actually business at home.
Yeah.
Yes. Physical therapist?
Physical therapist too, and exercise physiologist, and wearing many hats.
Well,
you all do.
Exactly. You brought an amazing guest today.
Yes, I am so excited to introduce Ally Loprete. She is the founder of ourmilkmoney.com, and you also are on iHeartRadio doing This Little Parent Stay at Home, and you have 6 million viewers. Yeah. It's amazing. And so I would love for you to share with us, what is ourmilkmoney.com?
Sure, and thank you so much for having me. So Our Milk Money, it's been around for a while now. I started it almost 8 years ago, almost 9 years ago, and it was birthed around the same time that my first child was also birthed. I had no idea that this was even anything that I ever wanted to do, except that I became a mom, and all of my priorities changed, and I no longer wanted to climb corporate ladders the way I thought I was going to. You know, my husband and I originally thought that our kids were going to just fit into our lives like puppies, and what ended up happening was I just wanted to be home with them, and I did everything that I possibly could to try and find a way to segue back home. My employer wasn't being very supportive, and so what I did was I created this email. I had to find out if there was anyone else that was feeling the same way that I did, you know. So there was no social media at the time.
Absolutely.
There was no Facebook, there was no Twitter. So I created an email and I sent it out to family and friends, and I asked them, is anyone else feeling this way? Is anyone else feeling stuck? You know, we're a double income society. We need that double income to support our kids.
Exactly.
But there's nothing else out there that's to support us. In fact, I kind of felt like we had to walk around society apologizing for the fact that we even had kids.
Exactly.
Having to be home early and all the stuff that comes with that.
And what I found was that I wasn't the only one that was struggling, and we had thousands of emails pouring in, and that's when I came up with the idea for ourmilkmoney.com, which is an online business directory for self-employed parents where they can barter and trade their services, and they can pass their money back and forth. And I thought, you know, at the time it was a major recession, and this to me made sense that we would just create a mini economy and pass our money back and forth by supporting and buying from each other. It didn't matter what was happening in the rest of society. And from there, it just sort of took off and grew.
Yeah,
no, it took off and grew, so it probably took a little bit of time to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So you probably ran into a few obstacles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you want to know about the obstacles? Well, I'll tell you right now that I launched a business without any formal business training. I had no idea what I was doing. I was told by everybody who was supposed to be supportive of me that I probably couldn't do it. Even the people who love and support me now, really, I was up against a lot. And
The doubters.
Yeah, I was a doubter, but I had such a vision. And I think that that's probably the most important thing was, even though I had so much stacked up against me, every reason to fail, I had such a clear vision of how this was going to benefit not just myself, but thousands of other parents, hundreds of thousands of other parents who also felt so passionately that there had to be some kind of a change for us in the future if we were going to make this work.
You know,
Right.
I do want to mention something, and that is the obstacles you mentioned, the concerns you had, all the ones that came up, even your own self-doubt.
Yeah.
Don't a lot of those times we put in our own way?
Oh, of course,
You know?
of course.
They're
you
our
know.
biggest stumbling blocks.
Yeah, our fears. I call it the F word, fear. And very often that fear is really the unfamiliar. It's what we don't know. And what I think the best thing for us to do is, when we are facing that fear, is to really acknowledge it, identify it, and then do it anyway.
Right.
And that's exactly what I did.
And
yeah.
what I love is that, you know, you had this burning desire to make a change, to do something that wasn't socially accepted or the norm back then. And you took something and you threw it out there, and we didn't even have social media like we do now. You did an email campaign that went viral. And now there's this, you know, network of parents that are being supported and connected and being able to support each other economically. And it didn't even exist 9 years ago. And that's what I think is so fascinating. And I would love to hear just, you know, a little more about the steps that you did. Because, you know, there are a lot of ideas going around right now, and people just, they can see the end result, but they don't know how to get there. So
well, you know, it's interesting that you say that I did this before social media, but I had a vision of social media, and I think a lot of us did. I think that our Milk Money was my vision of what social media could be, and so I was really a part of sort of a higher level of collective consciousness that was coming about right about that time when people started saying, and especially moms. Moms, wow, moms have had visions forever, but this was a really important time where so many parents especially had a real desire and a real need to put something forward and to take risks and to make progress, and they were willing to fall down. They were willing to try it out and fail. In fact, most of the successful people that I know, that I'm so proud of and so fortunate to be working with, they all failed. They failed a lot. They fell down a lot, and I think that's actually part of the
learning
formula
process.
for success. I don't believe you can have success unless you've fallen down several times.
right, exactly. And it's
Several.
Dozen times.
Yes, and
Well, you know,
Exactly.
we fall down all the time. We're raising our children. We maybe don't do something we like. We fell down in school. We fell down all the time. But for some reason, as adults, the fear is so much more enhanced. But we've done it our whole lives, and we failed forward our whole lives.
responsibility when you're a parent. So you're not
Right.
just gambling with your own life, but when, you know, I mean, I remember when I was first getting started, and my husband, who's the most amazing support to me in the world, but at the time he said, what are you going to, you know, if you fail, you're taking us down with you.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of pressure. That was very
Yeah.
frightening.
It's not
And I
just
wanted to
affecting
do it
us, it's
anyway.
affecting our whole family. And I
Exactly.
think social expectation goes into that. There's so many things. So you have so many great things to offer. We have to, you know, cut this segment short right now, but we're going to come back. And so for now, if people want to get in touch with you, how would they reach you?
You know, the best way to reach me is my website. That's going to take you to ourmilkmoney.com.
Okay.
It's also going to take you to the radio show. My website is allyloprete.com. Loprete is Loprete, allyloprete.com. It'll get you all sorts of freebies and ways to get in touch with me and everything.
Okay, thank you so much. I look so forward to talking with you in a few minutes when we come back.
Great.
Hi, welcome back to Out of the Rough. I am Debbie Wolpert here with Fred Arnold, and we are with our special guest, Ally Loprete. Ally is the founder of ourmilkmoney.com, and you also, in this segment, I would love to hear about your iHeartRadio show called This Little Parent Stayed Home. So how did that come about? How did
Well,
you
you know,
start?
Our Milk Money started doing well, and all of a sudden I got a call from a friend who said, do you want to do something called a podcast? I was invited to be a part of a network. I remember wanting to, wanted to just die. I felt terrible, but my second show ever, I got a call from a TV producer who was interested in putting me on the Oprah Winfrey Network, which hadn't yet launched, and they got me all excited and pumped up, but they ultimately rejected me because I only had 800 listeners. I was really proud
Of
my
800
listeners,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I kept thinking, well, 800 people tells me that my content is good, it's valuable, it's, you know, people want to keep coming back for more. I just need to reach more people like this. And I knew there were millions out there. And so I got to work really learning how to drive traffic through social media, really putting my message out there in a very authentic way. And I grew my following to 65,000. It was soon after that iHeartRadio actually recruited me, and now I'm on Tuesdays after Dave Ramsey on America's Talk.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
And we're having a blast. I've been on the air now nearly 6 years, and
Wow.
it just keeps getting better and better.
Bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and now you have 6 million viewers.
6 million, I
Oh
know,
my
can you even wrap your
goodness.
mind around that?
No,
Yeah.
that is amazing, and what a positive difference you are making. You know, I know recently you did a show on living abundantly and being authentic, and you know,
All
just
of our shows are
these-
about that.
all of these great, you know, things that people need help with. So what do you see is coming up next for you?
Well, gosh, I want to keep going. I mean, the amount of people that we're bringing in and the amount of people that we're helping. I love addressing the challenges that come in on the air. I love people when they call in, whatever they're dealing with. Even if it's a challenge that I've never heard of before, I say bring it on and we'll figure it out together. We also we're working on a reality show that's based on the radio show. right now it's titled the same thing, This Little Parent Stayed Home. But the most exciting thing is that I've just been hired to be a replacement host for the TV show called Wake Up. And I don't know the network, I don't know the details yet, but lots of good things are happening, lots of seminars, lots of public speaking events. And the most important thing is that I just find the people that are feeling the most lonely or the most in need, the most afraid. We were talking about fear. Anywhere I can be of service to help them see that just keeping that passion and keeping that vision alive is really all that they need to get to the level that they've been dreaming of.
No, I want to address that.
Yeah.
And that is living abundantly is really important.
Yeah.
And creating a future for yourself. What do you find when you first start speaking with entrepreneurs? Is it they're afraid to take the first step? Is it they don't know their vision? Is it they haven't put it on paper? What is it? And then what catalyst usually breaks them out of it? Let's talk a little bit about living abundantly and trying to get that going.
I love this question. First of all, it never stops. The fear never stops. No matter
Right.
what you get through, you reach this goal, there's a new fear that you've got to conquer, and again and again and again. And I think what we have to do is we have to get really good at recognizing, like we were saying, identifying the fear, but also looking internally and knowing that whatever comes up, you've got this. And I think the best thing to do is to really establish your space. The happy space that you're in. One of the things that I share with my listeners and with my clients again and again and again is all of the problems, all of the challenges that arise, and there's always going to be some. You can't be a problem solver unless you're attacking it from within alignment. So if you're afraid and you're feeling tense and you're scared, you're not going to be able to see a solution. There's going to be a million solutions and different paths that you could possibly take, but you're going to hesitate. And hesitation is a business killer. It's a life killer. You have to just go, make a decision, commit to it, and know that even if you're going to make a mistake, even if it's the wrong decision, you'll deal with it then. You've got it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of the story of burn the boats. They came in to fight. They came across the ocean to fight.
Oh, yes, yeah.
They went to charge the hill, and the captain says, how are we going to do this? And burn the boats, because we can't leave. We can't retreat.
We've
got
got to figure out a way.
Yeah,
Gotta figure
you
out a way.
always have to move forward. There is no going back ever.
Right.
But I think the most important thing is that whatever you don't know, whatever tools you don't have, whatever knowledge you don't know, you can easily get it.
Yes.
You just get better.
Isn't that a great
It's so-
concept?
it is.
If once you know you don't know, then it really empowers you
Yeah.
because you look for the answers.
That, and also what I've been learning too is we all struggle. In order to reach our dreams, the bigger the dreams, it seems like the bigger the obstacles or the struggles we're going to face. And the sooner we realize that we need to just surrender to the struggle and just know within ourselves that we have whatever it takes to move through it, then it seems like things seem to fall in place because
I love that word surrender.
Doesn't that
It's so difficult
make sense?
to
It
to
is.
surrender. But once you know that that's one of your tools, that all you have to do is, we always say, drop our oars. Just
Yeah.
let the current take you.
Yeah.
Once you know that all you have to do is surrender, that something else has got you.
Yeah.
You're going to be supported no matter what when you give in.
as long as we're authentic and taking the steps forward. If we're
Absolutely.
sitting there in our fear and not taking the steps forward, nothing's going to happen. But we need to just trust and move forward.
Here come the rapids. Just let's
I
write
know.
them down.
I know.
I love it. I love it.
got this.
Thank you so much for being on
it's
our
my
show today.
pleasure.
And now tell us a little bit more about how we can find you on the TV show that you're going to be.
Well, I know very little about that, but
Okay.
as soon as I know anything, I will post it on my website. Once again, allyloprete.com is the best way to find me. Or if anyone is interested in getting, we have about 200 hours of backlogged shows that is all free content, and you can find that on thislittleparent.com.
Love it. Thislittleparent.com. 6 million viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Author. Yeah,
Thank you
very
so
impressive.
much.
Thanks for coming in.
of course. Thank you.
Well, we're going to jump to a quick break, and we'll be right back.